last fall, we salvaged a play set for our grandkids, and right now I need to clear this out right here so that we have a place to put it, and we also need to burn here to kill the ticks and chiggers that basically are what happens when you live in the woods. And there are quite a few little saplings that I'm going to take out that will work great for my wattle fence. So I figured that I would cut some of those and then show you what I do with them and how I put them in the fence today. So the first step is Sawzall. Okay, so my next tool is the handy dandy loppers, and you can't really use the Sawzall for this. And all I'm doing is just trimming off branches, and if you're smart, you trim it as close and don't leave any branches sticking out, because it makes it really hard to pull through the fence. So, wattle number one. So I'm going to prepare all these wattles. I'm actually doing it up here because all the pieces that I trim off are going to go in my dead hedge, which is down there, and the krell is over there. So it makes no sense for me to drag all of these pieces whole over there and then bring all of the stuff I cut back to the dead hedge. So I'm going to finish this up and show you the next step. All right, these are ready to go on the fence. So off we go. Okay, here I am with my wattles. I started out at the very beginning using smaller sticks, but I found it's better to use as big of sticks as you can get in there with still being able to manipulate them. And I've gotten pretty good at telling what will work for a wattle and what won't, but sometimes they surprise me still. So let's see, this one, so this is behind, so I'm going to start here. And just weave them in between. This one's actually going to be fairly easy. Okay, and I try to leave like plenty of space against. Okay, there's that one. Here, this one takes place of this one. Next. You definitely need a good pair of gloves for doing this. It is super hard on your hands. So there's a limit to how many of these I can do in a day without just tearing my hands to shreds. And then doing this corner would be kind of tricky. If I have a flexible enough branch, I can try to bring it through here, but a lot of times it breaks. Catching somewhere. So that's actually as far as I'm going to bring that. I don't think I can pull it around, but it's nice and tight, so that's a good thing. Ideally, these branches are as straight as you can possibly get them, but we all know about ideal, so. This here. This one. On shorter sections of this fence, I do thick, like I alternate the thick ends. But since this is such a long, continuous fence, I don't do that because it's important to work with the thinner end. So now, as I'm going, sometimes, like if I see a wide spot that I think should be filled in, I'll add a wattle even though it doesn't necessarily go with the like rhythm, because I have behind and front, behind and front, behind and front. So technically I have them all filled in, but I feel like this is a little sparse right through here. So I'm just going to add a smaller one, like right here. That looks a little bit better. This is a really crooked one. Let's see how it goes. get this to go around if I skip this. It kind of messes up my order or pattern, but it's really not that big of a deal because I probably will end up doing that with several of these. But I can for sure just pull it in front here. Different kinds of wood have different, and I think this is actually kind of dry, and maybe a dead branch. Less springy, but if you can get it into the fence, it will shrink less, because all of these will shrink as they dry a little. So, okay, so there's one here. Ooh. Once I wire, so once I'm finished with this, then I run wire and I like put them all together with wire, because so a traditional wattle fence would have branches that just touch, like there would be, but I don't have that many branches. So I've kind of made up for that by adding the wire, and it just twines around all these and holds them laterally, because this fence is really strong going in and out. I mean, these are, but laterally it's weak. So animals can just, without the wire, just push their heads through. So when I'm done with this, I'll go through and wire around, and that keeps these from moving. And I actually will wire some of them on here too, like here. And so then it's very strong both ways. Do it. Let's see if I can get this. Very carefully here. Yay! So let's go here. So this would be over the top. So this is a thicker one. Thick is good if you can get it in there. Obviously, it's going to be stronger. And I don't know if you can still see now that I'm further over here. Wiring is the final phase of doing this fence, and I just use this inexpensive, it's just a black wire, that's what it's called. It's like a tie wire. It does rust, but I mean, this is a pretty rustic project, so I'm not worried about that. And so I need a piece that's long enough to double over and still reach the bottom on both sides. And I just start at the top and double it. Okay. And here we go. So give it a couple twists. And then I take one end. This always gets me all dirty because the black comes off on everything. And I just, I do one end at a time. So I go ahead and just pull that end out of the way. And then I start weaving this end through. So I'm going to go over. Okay, so this is like two together here. So I'm going to put them together under. Two together here, over. This one's by itself, under, over, under, oh, I have it kinked here. I'll make it harder to get through. Okay. Over, under. So these two are together. I think, yeah. This is going to be kind of hard to get together here. Over, these two are together, under. These two are together, over, and then I just go around the bottom. Okay. So it's very... You know what? All right, no. Okay, so now this is where you really can manage like where these are at with this wire. So this one's over, so I'm going to go under. And then I'm going to twist. So this one's under, so these two goes over. And I'm going to twist. And then this one's over, so I'm going under. And then twist. So this one's this. Twist. Under. Another twist. Over. Okay. This one. Whoops. Need another twist here. twist. If I feel like something needs a little bit more support, I'll give it an extra twist. Okay. And then here. And then just twist it tight. No, that way. So you do have to be careful and not over tighten this, because the wire will break, and then there might be some slight swearing accompanying that. And then go ahead and clip this. And then I just pound it flat. So these little pieces are not wasted, because now I'm going to go through and see where there's an end here, like here and here. So I'll actually take these little pieces and tie them. Now I could use screws, but screws cost money. And now that's not to say the wire doesn't cost money, because it does. But compared to the price of screws, pretty inexpensive. So give this a good tighten. I'm less concerned with breaking this, because if I break it, it's not quite the tragedy that breaking a giant piece of wire that you've just... Where did I put that other piece? There it is. Okay. So this one I would do, these for sure. And then as you go move along it, so you don't have, you can even see that it's bolstered this. So once you do all of these and all of the loose pieces here, you have a very strong fence. It does take some maintenance, but you can always weave more sticks through here. You know, you can poke them in the wire if you want to. You can leave them outside. But the maintenance, I find this process really pleasant. So if I have to add a stick here or there or whatever, I think that that's not a problem for me at all. I would much rather deal with this than barbed wire, which I can't think of any kind of fence that doesn't require some sort of maintenance. So the maintenance should at least be pleasant, I think. But that is how I build this forest fence. If you have any questions, please drop it in the comments. I really appreciate all your comments. I read everyone and try to answer them all. And we will see you next time.